Okay, well, good afternoon. My name is Gloria Savanto. I'm from Ceba Beach, Alberta, Canada. So I tried to do a dual go live earlier, and it seems there was technical difficulties. And the first part, it was on my end, and then the second part was on my guest end, because I guess we both need to wear headsets when we do a dual go live. So the topic of conversation I wanted to have today was when retirement planning fails. So this is what I wanted to discuss earlier was how we think that we are going to be okay when it comes to the future, not realizing that our health is going to fail, we could lose our spouse, something could go terribly wrong, and all of a sudden we're left with nothing, okay? Or we have very little to sustain us into our return. We didn't plan for our future correctly. I'm having troubles with signal. I've got cloud coming in. And we unexpectedly lose our spouse, we unexpectedly lose our health, and we unexpectedly lose the income that we had that we thought that was going to sustain us into our golden years. And what I mean by our golden years, and everybody knows what that means, and that is into your 80s and your 90s, okay? So how many people today are not going to look after their future? Okay, I asked this guest coming on today 3 questions, and the questions he basically answered is that even though he was working 2 jobs at a career he loved, thoroughly enjoyed it, he never put any money away. Not an RRSP, no life insurance policy, no nothing, okay? And had he known, none of us know. None of us know when we're going to get sick. None of us know when we're going to be forced to retire. None of us know when we're going to have a heart attack such as he did, or we're going to lose our legs like he has, and he can no longer stand in order to do the career that he has done before. And that was being a head chef for 2 different restaurants, kitchen manager for the same 2 restaurants, and his legs finally gave out after standing for 48 years. 48 years in the restaurant and hospitality business, and his legs finally gave out. He can no longer... Sorry, I keep losing signal. And isn't it tough, right? It's tough. What a lot of people are doing today with their credit card spending is that they are borrowing from their future, which means they spend today and they hope that they have the money in the future to pay for it. These are some of the questions that we were discussing on this dual go live, and unfortunately I did delete them because you couldn't hear us. There was a lot of echo, there was a lot of static, and I'll hopefully get all this figured out. So the question I wanted to ask him, and it makes people think when they're finally in that position and they're in it, and they never thought in a million years they'd be in it, but now there's 0 money coming in. 0. Working 48 years, and now there's not a dime coming in. How do you pay for your bills? How do you sustain your life? How do you even have an apartment? How do you have anything? You lose credit. You now have no credit with any institution in Canada. You have nothing. How do you not end up being homeless? Okay? That's impossible. It is an impossible thought for me to happen. And I can't bear to think that somebody that is close to me is going through this right now. It's unbelievable. So how do we remedy this problem? Well, what I mentioned to him before is that yes, whether you like it or not, whether you want to enjoy it or not, maybe you will, maybe you won't, but you need to create something on the side. Understand what I'm saying. Not all of us want to do that, but what are our other options? There's lots of opportunity out there. People just don't want to look at it because they think it's not for them. Well, being homeless isn't for us either. Thinking that our children are going to look after us and provide for us, that's not it either. What are the solutions for us to deal with it? And in my opinion, and I'll remember this is just my opinion, is building a business, okay? It's building something on this side. It's something that we need to do. And it's really hard for people to understand that. And unless we absolutely look at the opportunities that are available and we find the ones that work for us, it's really tough to look 20 years into the future and predict where we're going to be. But 20 years in the future, listen, you build something on the side, you'll have passive income coming in. Then you won't have to worry about being homeless. Then you won't have to worry about living in low rental facilities, or you don't have to worry about getting a roommate, or you don't have to worry about where your next meal is coming from. You have set yourself up for that. It's not as bad as you think. It's not as terrible as you think. It's not as detrimental to your ego as you think, because a lot of people, that's an ego thing. Oh, I don't need that. I don't need to do that. I don't need to look for something on the side. That's for other people. Well, those other people are making money. And yet you're going to be looking at the government to give you what, old age security, CPP disability maybe? You know, maybe you don't have a pension anywhere. And then how many people have I spoke to who have said to me, I'm going to work until I drop dead? That's not a responsible answer. And I look at these people and I'm like, do you really find that to be acceptable? That's not acceptable. Absolutely not. Not in my opinion. And how can I help these people understand that to train and learn how to do something online is not as bad as you think? And lo and behold, you might actually even enjoy it. And it's amazing. I have met amazing people. Sorry, these are just my hummingbirds here. They're fighting. But it's true. It's true. Too many people use credit cards. They're maxed out, and they're borrowing from their futures. So unless you learn how to pay cash and buy everything cash, you're borrowing from your future. Right now in Canada, the rate is $1.69 to every dollar you make. That's terrible. How are you ever going to make that back? You're not going to be able to get that back. For people who don't understand those numbers, that includes our tax system, our credit card interest rates, our home rates, everything. It's all crazy. It's all crazy and getting out of hand. So the interviewer I had on today regrets some of his decisions that he made, regrets the time that he's lost. He's 66 years old, and understands that there's people his age in our community who are absolutely looking at building a different sort of career for themselves where they can do it from their home. If they're sick, they can do it from their home. If you can't walk, you can do this from your home because of the simple fact that it's all online. I don't know how much easier it's going to get. I really don't. So that is going to be my little go live for today. Hi, everybody who's watching. I tried to do a dual go live earlier today, but I was having terrible feedback problems. I was having echo. People couldn't hear me, so I figured I would jump online anyways and do a go live anyways. And maybe I don't get no points for the challenge. Maybe I do. I doubt it. It really doesn't matter. The point of the fact that I wanted to bring this message out and discuss it today, even though the guest isn't online with me today. Sorry, I'm just wrecking my place. But you guys have an awesome day, okay, and we'll talk soon. Goodbye.